recognize them later. And Dr. Shushma Desai is busy in a counseling session. She'll join
No
later.
problem. I did not mention or not there.
So I invite Dr. Geeta Patil, the ex-chairperson of AHA, to say a few words. Madam, please.
Thank you very much for giving me opportunity, Dr. Ashim. And today's program, as we have already launched the boys module, and this is one of the kind, as Prashant sir has already mentioned. So it is very important that boys module has to be propagated everywhere. To empower the female, this is very important. And all the faculties, Dr. Gayatri, Dr. Mamata, Chandramohan, Joy Bhaduri, and Dr. Shilpi, I'm very sure they will deliver the content very effectively. Wish you all the best. Thank you very much for giving me opportunity.
Thank you, Geeta.
Thank you. Thank you. Madam, can we start now?
Yeah, just
we can invite words.
Maybe I can just say a few words about
this.
Yes,
please.
I would like to thank you, the national coordinators, Dr. Ashim, Dr. R.G. Patil, and the chief editor, Dr. Shalini, has taken efforts, and all the contributors for this module. And we have speakers from the East Zone. This is a special initiative of Central AHA during its Silver Jubilee year, as we had a grad launch recently. And now we are planning to have the zonal level workshops. So in this zone, in the East Zone, we are really delighted to acknowledge the presence of all the state office bearers of all the 5 states, right from Assam, Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha, West Bengal, Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland, all the members. We try to circulate this, and the state office bearers of different the IAP branches and state branches, we requested them to circulate so that this communication reaches to every IAP member and the AHA member. So it is not just limited to AHA. We are trying to do capacity building of all IAPNs so that they are in a well-informed position to counsel any boy or girl which comes across them. So this will help, this boy module will empower all the pediatricians to counsel the boys to take care of the issues related to the boys, especially. So this with that focus, this module is done. And we really thank Dr. Gayatri Madam, Mamta, Dr. Chandramohan, Joy, and Shilpi to have accepted as faculty for today. So while welcoming all the delegates who have registered for the East Zone, Naval Kishor module, please stay with us in the WhatsApp. The pre-test has already been done, I think so, Dr. Ashim. So
I think so. I'll just call out again. I'll just call out again after you
Dr.
finish.
Prashant is taking care of the digitally. So the digital, the post test also, you need to submit the post test. Though there's a free registration, certification by AHA will be done for all the participants. So now you can really take this module up to the community as a, an adolescent ambassador. So with this, edge you have when you come to this sessions. So you will be given a certificate and an authority to go and speak to in the schools and colleges in the community to empower both the boys and girls. Very unique module, and really thank each one of you who are participating. You will be called as adolescent ambassadors, and congratulations for that, and have happy learning today. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. And
over to you, Ashimji, to start the module.
Before we start, I would ask all the delegates whether they have submitted their pre-test. I would request
write in. Please put in the chat box. Those are present.
I would request Vivek. Vivek, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Please put the pretest link again. If anybody has missed submitting the pretest, please put the pretest link again.
We acknowledge the presence of the. We acknowledge the presence of the reviewers, Dr. Ashok Banga sir, Dr. Nishikant sir, Dr. Kishor Bandur sir, and we request them to give their inputs and feedback at the end of this module presentation so that the next sessions can go in a more refined way. Thank you. And all the seniors, kindly give your inputs and please be with us, and we'll listen to you after the module. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. So as Dr. Himabindu madam said, we've got 5 speakers from the 5 states. So we've got 5 speakers from across 5 states of the Eastern Zone, and it's a galaxy of speakers who will be speaking today on the inaugural session of the Adolescent Young Boy or Naval Kishor module. First, we have Dr. Joy Bhaduri. He's from Jharkhand, a community pediatrician, receives the Pioneer Award 2021-22 and actively into community pediatrics. He will be delivering the first section, followed by section 2, which will be done none other than Dr. Gayatri Bezborua, who is a professor in GMCH Guwahati, a registrar of Srimanta Shankardev University, IIP president of some state branch of 2022, EB member of 2024, and author of multiple textbooks. Areas of interest being neonatology, adolescent health, community pediatrics, growth and development. Section 3 will be by the young adolescent pediatrician who's coming up fast in our state, Dr. Shilpi Siddhanto, a divisional medical officer in Eastern Railways, a faculty and examiner of PG training at BR Singh Hospital, joint secretary of this year's WBAH and secretary of NKHA, special interest in adolescent medicine, multiple publications, faculty in different state and national conferences. Section 4 would be done by Dr. Mamta Devi Mohanty from Odisha. She is a professor and head of Institute of Medical Science and ACUM Hospital. Areas of interest to be in adolescent health and infectious diseases, a life member of IAP, NNF, and IMA, many publications and a vast teaching experience of 25 years. Last but not least, it's Dr. Chandramohan Kumar from Bihar, professor and head of pediatrics of the AIMS Patna. Areas of interest being pediatric hematology, oncology, adolescent health, and vaccinology. He has held several positions, CIPB member of 2022-23, a member of the ACVIP of IIP 2022-23 and 2024-25, multiple papers, EB member of Indian Pediatrics, member of Independent Ethics Committee. So without wasting any more time, I'll stop sharing this and I will ask Vivek to start sharing the module. Vivek, please, so that we can start with the first part of the module. Thank you.
Right.
Dr. Joy, yes, please start.
Thank you, Dr. Asim. A very good afternoon to everybody. And I thank Dr. Asim, Mabindu Madam, Dr. Geeta, and everybody for giving me this chance. Thank you very much.
Dr. Joy, can you speak a little loudly?
Okay. Am I audible now?
Right. It's better now. It's better.
Right. A very good afternoon to everybody. Thank you, Dr. Asim. I thank Dr. Asim, Dr. Himabindu, Dr. Geeta, and everybody for giving me this chance. Right. This model of Naval is all about nurturing the adolescent boy as we are talking minutes. Next,
Anybody who has joined from two appliances, please shut off one. There is a lot of echo.
Exactly. Please put off one appliance. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's an echo there.
So this is the Kremlin, the top brass. So this is
Dr. Joy, please see that your camera shows your face, not your hands only.
okay. Am I visible now, ma'am?
Absolutely. Yeah, just a little down. Right.
Right. I think I was leaning forward because I could not hear.
Yeah.
So like I said, this is the Kremlin, the top brass. So this is the present executives and officials of IIP, of AHA. Can I have the next slide, starting with Dr. Himabindu and the rest? So this Silver Jubilee module, the AHA Naval Kishor 2025, is under the guidance. This has been started under the able guidance of Dr. Himabindu Singh, Chairperson, Honorable Chairperson, CAHA 2025. The chief editor of this module is Dr. Shalini Vasim, and the coordinators are Dr. R.G. Patil and our own Dr. Asim Ghosh, and digital support, as always, is Dr. Prashant Karya. Next, please. The reviewers, the esteemed reviewers are Dr. Ashok Banga, Dr. Nishikant Kotwal, Dr. Kishor Bendur, and the contributors, the important contributors to this module are Dr. Kishor Bendur, Dr. Deepa Janardhan, Dr. Shalini Vaseem, Dr. Neha Singh, Dr. Shomit Ghosh, the CSN Vittal, Dr. Sameer Shah, Dr. Ranjit P, Dr. Madhusri, Dr. Kiran Vaswani, Dr. Jayant Pandharkar, Dr. Nonial Singh, Dr. Prakash Veer Arya, Dr. Ashwin Ghosh, and Dr. R.G. Patil. Next, please. Now, what are the learning objectives? Why are we doing this? In doing this, we want to learn about the developmental changes in the adolescent boys. For a change, it is about the adolescent boys. We've been talking about the girls. So, the developmental changes in the adolescent boys, their needs, challenges, and unique issues in the boys. And in doing so, we also learn about the sexuality of the adolescent boys and how to support and empower them. Building positive relationships. There are sometimes difficult situations whereby they seclude themselves. So we are going to learn how to build positive relationships. A very important thing that is coming up now is adolescent boys and the war. Vaccinations for adolescents, vaccinations for them, we've been talking for some time, and vaccinations have been an important part in adolescence. Goal setting for the future, UA, the young India. So goal setting for the future, and there are myths which we got to bust. Next, please. The adolescent, understanding the development in adolescence. The adolescence is ages from 10 to 19. This is what the WHO says. It is between 10 to 19 years. And this is the phase where you have this critical transition of body, mind, and identity. The identity being different, separate from the mind is whereby the adolescent boy is trying to find out who he is. So boys may mask confusion. Boys may mask in this period. There might be some confusion which they may mask with defiance or silence. Next, please. The puberty in boys. Puberty is the hallmark of physical maturity. And there is a lot of physiological changes which follow a pattern in this particular period. In boys, an increase in testicular volume is the first sign. So the first sign is the increase in testicular volume, which would also be in the size, but size is a more vague term. So it's the testicular volume that we are talking about. Average age is about 11.5 years. So it's generally between 9 and 14 years. Spermatogenesis begins between 11 and 15 years. Next one, please. Next slide, please. Right. Let's take a look at the physical changes that is of the puberty boys. Right. The growth spurt is between 12 and 16 years. During this period, the voice deepens and faces and body hair and acne comes. So facial hair comes, body hair comes, and we also see acne coming. Okay. No, the last one, please. The last one, please. Right. We just saw the enlargement of testicles coming up. That is probably the testicles and the penis coming up. The enlargement of the testicles, the increase in the volume is the first sign. There is some amount of physical awkwardness, which is common around this part. And we have, they do their own testicle self-examination, and we have to also tell them how to do it properly around this time, because this is one time where testicular carcinoma, especially during puberty, could be common. So, and you have this graph at the side which shows the increase in the facial hair, the body hair, and the pubic hair. Next, please. The physical changes and the differences between the genders. As far as body size is concerned, there's an increase in both boys and the girls, and the external genitalia again, there's an enlargement in both of them.
Joy, you have to make your voice clear. It's very distant. Come forward, otherwise it's difficult hearing you.
Is the voice clear now? And
I think so. I think so.
and my
It's
face?
a little better. Yeah, we can see your
You see
face
my
and
face?
hear you.
Yeah,
Right.
this is the best.
This is the best. Come forward. Don't lean back. The voice is faint.
Okay, both clear now, the voice and the face.
Yeah, please go on. Please go on.
Right. Like I was saying, there's an increase in external genitalia, increase in the size in both the boys and the girls. As far as hair growth is concerned, boys will have this facial hair growth which will be different from the boys, but then the armpits, pubic hair, and both of them are growing in both the boys and the girls. Pimples appear variably over the face and the back, both in the girls and the boys. Breast enlargement, the boys might have a transient, there's this brief growth that may occur, but otherwise, the nipples and the breasts enlarge in the girls. Body shape, the boys will have the typical broadening of the shoulders, typical muscular structure coming up, and the females will have the typical feminine curves of hips and chest, that typical 32, 24, 32 size that boys at this period would be talking about. And body odor is present in both, though I have been doing some reading. Probably the boys would have more than the girls because of the glands. As far as voice is, am I audible now? Is my voice clear now? Hello.
Yeah, it's a little better. It's a little better. But keep your this thing
But
close to the mic.
background noise is more.
Yeah, yeah.
Dr.
The
Jha,
background noise
this
is
background
disturbing.
noise is more than yours.
Background noise is more.
It's disturbing one.
I don't have anything here. Let me try. Just give me 1 minute and I'll switch off the fan. Any better now?
Yeah,
Is
it's
it
better.
now?
It's better.
Okay. I'm so sorry. I took on the fan. I just put it off. My fault. I apologize.
Please
Voice,
continue.
the boys will have this hoarseness or the deepening of the voice as we saw in the last slide. Females, on the other hand, would have a very subtle change, very subtle but insignificant as such. And discharges, the boys would have wet dreams and nocturnal ejaculation, and the females would start their periods or menses. Next, please. Now, issues of puberty in the adolescent boys. You have these early bloomers, who start early. So they are bigger in size, obviously better in sports, and this will give rise to some amount of aggressive bullying type behavior. They are sexually more attractive, and obviously, so their sexual exploits would be more, experiments would be more, and there's that typically risk-taking behavior that they would have. Next, and then you have the late bloomers. They are smaller size, so obviously they could have some amount of low self-esteem, not so good in sports. The bigger the boy, obviously the proficiency in sports is more. So they are smaller in size, not so good in sports. That could lead to victimization of and bullying of some sort, become victims of bullying. And the opposite gender does not find them so attractive, so less physically attractive. But having said that, still.
Uh, Joida, Shomik over here. Can you hear me? Hello, Dr. Jai Bhadri. His voice is
You are
completely
not
tailed
at
off.
all audible. And
It's
the shared
complete.
screen is also missing.
Screen is missing. I'm not controlling the screen.
Joida, Shomik
Ah,
over here.
I'm telling.
Is there any provision for you to have a earphone or a headphone? And if you can plug it to your computer, the voice would be much better.
Actually, I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone. I'm on cell phone. I'm not on a computer. So
Dr.
Let him continue.
Tanu
Let him
sir ने
continue
join
like
कर
this.
लिया.
You are
Everyone
audible.
is
Good.
wasting time. Please let us continue. Dr.
okay.
Atanu Bhadra has come. Dr. Atanu sir, thank you. We were trying to reach you so much.
Welcome, sir. Welcome, Atanu, sir.
Treasurer of Central IIP, and we were calling you. Atanu Bhadra,
Thank
please
you.
say a few words. By the time Dr. Joy, I think you should continue because the time is getting wasted.
No, let him continue. I will speak at the very
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
I think what I'll do is I'll switch off my video. Probably that is better.
Joy, do not discuss anything. Kindly continue because it is causing, everybody is waiting for the module. Yeah, and please do whatever is feasible for you from your end. Kindly do the session.
Right. So body image concerns in boys, the height, muscle mass and contours, pimples and oily skin, body odor. Can we go full screen, please? We are not on full
Yes, sir.
screen.
ऐसे ही चलो.
ठीक है. Body odor.
No screen now.
Yes, that is Vivek.
Vivek, please put in the full screen. Otherwise, I have to do it.
This is it. నా టెన్షన్ వేస్తుంది ఇప్పుడు అలవాటు చేసుకుంటున్నారు వీళ్ళు అలవాటు చేసే వరకు నా టర్మ్ అయిపోతుంది Dr. Atanuji, you can tell few words about your blessings, about the module. We really will look forward for your support.
Yeah,
and we invite you to give your address, please.
Yeah, I was looking forward to getting a revision of the module because we had already gone. Yeah, we had already gone through it. I think it's one of the modules where you feel like listening to it again and again. So I think it's a very good module, and I'm happy to see that different parts from Assam, from Akifa is there, from Kishor
Problem
is
हो
there,
रहे तो
from
छोड़
Odisha,
देना,
the
हम कर
whole
रहे हैं.
team
करेंगे.
is there
Ashim
from
ji,
West
please.
Bengal. So I think all the East has
सब तो
been
ठीक चल रहा था,
plugged
फिर
onto
बिगड़ गया
this
कैसे?
module. Please continue with the module. I think whatever screen was there, Joy was okay. So I think we can bring out, and the sound is quite clear. So we can continue with it. Yeah. And best of luck to Adolescent Health Academy for continuing with the module with the different zones. So that way, I think the reach and the audience is much more interested in having it at a interaction is much more in that screen. So yeah, so please continue.
Thank you very much.
Madam,
we
I'm
go-
sharing. I'm sharing
Right.
from my end.
Right. Can we go to that slide?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
body image.
Joy, you have to be fast now.
Okay. Body image, height. No, we've done this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Height,
Let's move to the next.
Yeah. So the male brains are more spatial and action oriented, and the female brains earlier they develop their
visual spatial skill.
Yeah. Action oriented or spatial skill. The male skills are action oriented tasks, logical analytical skills, and visual spatial skills. The mathematical skills are better in the males, navigation, and the motor skills, whereas the fine motor, the long time memory, the socio-cognitive skills, verbal communication, emotional intelligence, and multitasking are better in the females. Next, please. There's this testosterone surge during puberty. Development of secondary sexual characters come in around this time. They kick in, increased muscle mass and strength, enhanced energy levels and libido, of course. And heightened risk-taking behaviors come around this time. And there are obviously mood fluctuations, which we have to be careful about. There is the unchanneled energy at this time due to the hormonal changes could have negative outcomes like aggression, delinquency, and substance abuse. Next, please. This surge of risk-taking, restlessness, we've seen some time back around this time, the rash driving. So risk-taking, restlessness,
can lead to conflict of attention seeking, needs safe physical outlets. We have to guide them towards safe physical outlets, use sports, community roles, or martial arts to channelize energy. Maybe things like meditation and all would also help. Next, please. The positive outlets for energy and expression are sports, drama, storytelling, debates. Nature walks could help, volunteering, creative clubs. Boys thrive, this is important. Boys thrive when trusted with responsibility. They get this sense of responsibility. So they thrive when they are given that. Give them structured freedom, not total freedom that could go haywire. So give them structured freedom. Let them lead a campaign, create a comic, or mentor juniors. Actions build character in boys. Next, please. Emotional changes. During this time, the hormones are on a roller coaster ride. Testosterone affects mood, aggression, and confidence. Mood swings are there, irritability is there, emotional shutdown. Boys often lack emotional vocabulary. Unlike girls, boys often lack this emotional vocabulary, difficult for them to come across and tell what they feel. Help them name their emotions, give a name to their emotions. Teach them that it is okay to feel sadness, anxiety. It is not weakness. They can go ahead and feel sadness, anxiety, jealousy. It is not very feminist to do that. And emotional intelligence starts here. Help them with it. Next, please. Emotional regulation strategies. You do some amount of grounding, like we have high voltages, you ground them. So breathing, deep breathing, journaling, exercise, these are grounding activities that we can do. Encourage safe outlets of all these energy outbursts. Try putting it into art, music, sports. And we as adults must lead by example, must model calm behavior. We have to show them calm behavior. The cognitive development, brain in progress, the prefrontal cortex matures till 25. And I'm sad to say, in people like me, it is probably still maturing. So impulsive short-term focus is normal. Judgment planning is still developing. So we have to bear with it. Next, please. Social changes, peer approval becomes central. This sometimes can be very painful. So the peers matter more than the parents. So peer approval becomes central. Identity exploration begins. So your interests, who am I, gender identity, your role in society, your role in school, in different places, sensitivity to exclusion or rejection. They're very, very sensitive to being excluded in groups, being rejected, especially by the opposite sex, being rejected by friends who are probably close till some time back. So rejection is a very major problem. Guide without judgment. And we adults have this tendency to judge them before starting to guide. Don't do that. Guide without judging. Respect their need for belonging. They want to feel needed. Next, please. Gender equality. Boys and partners. Teach consent, fairness, and respect. So a no is a no. So teach them that. A consent, be fair to both the sexes, and respect for one another and the other genders. Correct biases early. Coarse jokes, jokes like which would probably typicalize genders, languages which put biases on genders. These have to be corrected early. There are no cores that are typically for females. They can be partners. It does not mean that sweeping, swabbing are typically for females. So these things have to be put in taught early. Frame boys as change makers, not threats. This is what has happened all along. Boys are a threat to the females, to the other genders. Try and frame them as changes to the society, change makers. Empower boys to speak up and not dominate it. You speak up for the downtrodden, you speak up for the weak, but not dominate over the others, not dominate over the weak and the other sex. Next, please.
Thank you, Dr. Joy, for presenting this section. Now we go to the next section to to be presented by Dr. Gayatri. Dr. Gayatri Vijwarua, please start section 2.
Namaskar to all. I would like to just use a little time to thank everybody. IAPHA Adolescent Boy module to be started in the East Zone online. Thank you for this opportunity to be part of it. And a little bit of special thanks for Dr. Vasant, Dr. Tanu, Dr. Hima Bindu, and Dr. Ashim, and all the other seniors that are present here. I will be talking about supporting adolescent boys, understanding their needs, common problems, and their challenges. Now, in this thing, the one important word that was there in the earlier slide is the word needs. And that needs is important because with an adolescent, many times the needs are so excessive that it becomes greed. So that is something we need to understand, that we have to keep it at needs and also understand what is happening to them. So emotional needs, there is a validation and security. Emotional suppression, we all know, is quite common among boys. And validation means acknowledging feelings. It definitely does not mean pampering. And emotional safety builds both trust and confidence. They need open communication with parents, with teachers, other family members that they may be more attached to, the chachas, the mamas, because of the age barrier is less there. A safe and non-judgmental space is required for their expression. Now, when we talk about but a whole, when we talk about encouraging self-expression, we also need to understand, keep it a whole. We also need to understand that the boys often fear being judged or mocked. And also, schools and community centers and peer group support groups are also important for including for self-expression. They can explore with hobbies, sports, passions, and fostering creativity with when they are there, and this will encourage self-expression. Now, self-expression, what does it actually mean? It means how an individual chooses to display their personality to others. An expression of one's feelings, thoughts, or ideas, especially in writing, art, music, dance, anything. It helps in child's imagination and in thinking process development. So here, spaces like boys only support circles and journaling time help. So however much we say that this child goes to a co-ed school, sometimes at some point it is important for them to have these boys only support circles also. Okay, now developing a healthy male identity. This is often a struggle because their definition about what it means to be a man. So every adolescent will think differently about that. And masculinity is actually beyond aggression or dominance. And that is why diverse role models are needed here. And you need to encourage both authenticity and self acceptance. Now, this becomes important for another point because when we talk about this, we realize that the very important point is masculinity and separating it from aggression and dominance. That is important. Next slide, please. Okay, helping to build healthy masculinity. Now, what is actually healthy masculinity? It could probably be defined as embracing strength with kindness, confidence with empathy, and independence with emotional openness. And healthy masculinity values respect, accountability, and non-violent communications that uplift others rather than asserting dominance. So that would probably an important thing to remember. Now, when we challenge the be tough mindset, so as soon as it's a boy in the family, the idea that's given to them is be tough. Now, that be tough doesn't include the mind or the spirit. It basically includes the body and what they can do as they grow up. So there we need to understand that should promote emotional expression. We should think about empathy, and we should share diverse male role models. So let them see men in different roles, not the one who's very huge, very tall, who can beat around, who can bang a door. Not just that, they need to see men who can show other emotions, like a man who can cry, somebody can cook, somebody listens well, somebody can say sorry. That's a very important thing. And also lead gently, so that this is what will actually go to so now another point that Dr. Joy just talked about is navigating sexual curiosity. Now this is a very, very natural thing, and it is about relationships and intimacy. And it is also seen that boys often turn to pornography or to their friends, the peer, for answers. Now the slide says they turn to other sources for answers. What that normally means is that they have asked questions, they have questions, but because they are not getting the answers from the right area or the right portal or the right person, they are going to other areas. So provide honest, accurate, and age appropriate comprehensive education on healthy relationships and sex. So the another important thing is it should be age appropriate. Now sometimes what also happens here is that there are two brothers, there's an age gap between them. One is told something, the elder one, the second one asks, and then he's told, abhi ruko, abhi hum bolenge, we'll talk to you about it. Then he goes either to the elder brother or he goes to a friend. So that is also there. So create comfort in asking questions without shame, and normalize curiosity and answer without embarrassment. I think that is a very, very important point that we need to hear. So understanding male and female sexuality. Now, here the thing is that sexuality, of course, would take a very different meaning now, and they also understand a lot of it. But let's just talk about boys and girls and how they experience puberty. It's totally different for both the boy and the girl. And there are challenge myths like boys can't control urges. Every time we catch some kind of a case with a molestation or something else or something falling into the POXO Act, then what we see very often is that the statement that comes is that is umar mein to ladka ye karta hi hai. So this is a myth that we need to challenge, that boys can't control urges. It's very important that we do that. We need to acknowledge gender and sexual orientation, diversity. But the important point here would be they must. It's not they should, they may, it is not that they could. No, they must learn about menstruation, about attraction, and also identity as a part of a respectful society. Then when this whole idea of respectful society comes, then this can't control urges, and that myths will also be managed better. Them. Then we are coming to consent. Please change the slides when I go through after I finish. Thank you. Now we are coming to consent, boundaries, and respect in relationships. I think these are three very important words that need to be talked about. So core lessons for boys. So what is the main thing that we need to touch here is that consent is definitely not optional. Definitely not. It's ongoing and it is absolutely mutual. So this is a very important core lesson. The next would be to respect personal and emotional boundaries. Under no reason should a boy think that I am taller, I am bigger, I am a man, so I can have my own ways of handling a situation. There has to be respect there, and for both personal and emotional boundaries. Then third would probably be relations built on equality and not control. So I think that has a lot of philosophy and a lot of guidelines in that one single line, which we need to understand. So what is there for them to learn? They need to ask, is this okay with you? Now, in relation to relationships, so is this okay with you? then they need to learn to accept no very respectfully. Cannot be that a girl says no to something and she's beaten up or she's pushed off a building or she's thrown out of a car because she said, I'll not take you back home. So this is a very important thing to accept no respectfully. Emotional closeness matters more than physical conquest. So this is probably something that cannot be described or explained to a child once. This is also probably a role model point in what the child sees also, and then they will start understanding what it is. Now, respect starts when you see the other person as a whole human and not as a prize. I think this is one line that we all need to remember so that we can use it well. So we talk about respect that starts when you see the other person as a whole human and not as a prize. Usko jao, have a relationship with her. Oh, don't worry. Yes, she's so good looking, good for you. You are so rich, she'll agree. So this kind of attitude, when you're not thinking about the person but as a physical conquest, it becomes very, very difficult. So handling romantic rejections and social pressures. Now, this is one point where sensitivity to exclusion or rejection, Dr. Joy also commented, is actually very, very difficult for them. Boys often expected to initiate relationships and to face rejection. Now, here the important thing is that they are at the black and white. There are very little grays in between. So the boy is told that you talk to her, you go there first, because if you don't go, somebody else will go. Otherwise, she'll find another person. She may get friendly with somebody else, whatever. You are the boy, you are supposed to do it. That is the one side of the story. The other side of the story is that the rejection comes and he goes back. That's the black. So the gray that will come will be how to handle rejection from someone you love and move on gracefully. That is important. So you have, for that, you have to talk about teaching resilience and emotional regulation after rejection. Lot of things can come if we don't tell them this. And addressing societal norms that promote aggressive pursuit in dating, which I've already mentioned before, that go, you are from this family, you will not say you have got this. So this thing about managing a relationship is something which has to be handled better. Now, addressing aggression and impulse control. Now, we all know that this is the phase where they are going through all this. It's not easy for them to get out of it unless they are guided well. It is not easy for a lot of parents and a lot of other educators to help them through it unless we have a very good communication skill with them. So they are more likely to experience impulse driven behavior. So they have to learn anger management and conflict resolution. They need to encourage positive outlets like sports, martial arts, and creative expression. There has to be way for them to use up their energy, which is beyond the areas which are not good for them. And address peer pressure that encourages risky or violent behavior. So instead of saying never go out with this friend, it is better to say, you have a lot of friends, but this person seems to be doing this, so maybe you should be a little careful. That simple word will go to address peer pressure, and it is how we handle it, that child. Now, boys and peer influence. I think this is an area which we've already discussed, Dr. Jay, but highly influenced by their peers. Whether it is by the height of the person, the friend, the academic excellence of that person, how rich that person is, what kind of a mobile that person has, how many girlfriends he has, or does he have a steady girlfriend. So these are the things that will influence them like anything. Of course, then you go to substance abuse also, but recognize and resist negative peer pressure. That becomes very important. And encouraging friendships which are based on mutual respect and healthy competition. So these two words are important: mutual respect and competition which is healthy. So I think that's a very important part of an adolescent's life, to have healthy competition and to also have mutual respect. So learn independent and critical thinking and decision making, leading to self confidence and peer comparison, and FOMO. So, fear of missing out. Now, this I feel is something we need to actually discuss because FOMO or fear of missing out is a feeling of anxiety or depression that one is missing out on interesting and enjoyable events. And it is often associated with social media or exposure to other activities and highlights. So the fear of missing out is a very big thing here. The other side of that story is called JOMO, that is joy of missing out. As soon as the adolescent starts developing maturity and growing in the right group and can take critical thinking and learn independently and decision making is better, JOMO or joy of missing out will be contentment derived from intentionally disconnecting, focusing on personal well being, and appreciating the present moment without comparison. So, from FOMO, we need to actually jump to JOMO. Sometimes it's difficult for them, but I think we need to be able to help them do it. And risky behaviors which will develop because of fear of exclusion. If I don't smoke, I can't do this. If I don't take a shot at a substance abuse, they will not take me to the next party. They said just to try the drink once. I think I should try it. So this is there because otherwise I am not part of that group. But that's a very, very important thing there. Now, dealing dealing with pressure, peer pressure to say no. Now, here, what is important to in this is that there are certain things that we need to we have to talk about in a slightly different way, I think. And this is a wonderful slide which I like very much. Think before you act. Now, just that one thing is because otherwise the other side is everybody is doing it. So why should I not do it? Why should I not try? So think before you act because there may be other things which you are not told about. Now, smoking, alcohol, and drugs harm you. This is an important thing to remember because of addiction and all the complications that can come with it. So they harm you. It is better to tell them that. Then stunts and dares are not bravery. They are the most dangerous things, very, very preventable cause of both mortality and morbidity in adolescents, especially in boys, is drunken driving, rash driving, trying all kinds of things with a motorcycle or scooter. So these stunts, dares of other types, this is not bravery. So this, I think, is something we should be able to tell them even before the problem starts. Then learn to say no very firmly. How to, should they be told to do that? So I am not into that. That's a nice short sentence. No thanks. I'm good. I don't think I'll try it. Third, I have other goals. So long explanations would mean most of the time that the decision making is different, is not very correct, and then they will go to say that, see, you're telling me to smoke, but now I know that it smells. Now if I go back home and then I'm caught, then there will be this and that and that and that and that. So that thing should not come. The whole thing is a no is a no. So this becomes very easy for a person if the communication skills from our side is good with an adolescent, and very important. Now, real strength is self-control. Choose your circle wisely, have your reasons ready, and seek help if you feel stuck. This is a very important line to tell a child before the child is stuck somewhere in a situation where the child is finding it very difficult to cut after. Okay, you're going out with your friends. I'll be happy if you don't do this. It's not very good for you. However, if there is a problem that you do not think it's easy to manage, just call me, just let me know. My phone is on, just let me know. This line will keep them off a lot of other problems that are there. Now, body image and self
Connection has gone off, I think. was the last slide of Madam, I think.
You can complete it, Ashim, or Shalini can do if she's present. Dr. Shalini, can you please pitch in?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, please continue.
Yeah, this is the last slide of this section.
Yeah, next session can start.
No,
No,
this
no,
is the
please,
last
from
slide
this-
of the second section.
Slide
Yeah,
ko
see,
bolo.
third section.
No, this is the second
No,
section,
Shalini,
last slide.
please, please
You don't
tell the
have it?
slide. Please speak about the slide, Shalini.
Only this slide. Only this slide.
Yeah, I
madam.
have one slide left. Can you hear
please.
me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
please
yeah.
go on. Please go on, madam. This
Okay.
is one slide.
Yeah,
Please
so
go on. Yeah.
body image is how you perceive your physical appearance, and self-esteem is how you feel about yourself as a person totally. So these two things are important, especially like you said, early bloomers, late bloomers, the bullying and this and that. Building positive self-image becomes very important at this age. So reinforce that worth is not appearance. First thing, challenge media stereotypes, promote healthy eating, no body obsession, celebrate diverse body types and strengths, and always good to tell them that confidence begins where comparison ends. Thank you very much. I'm just
Thank
going
you.
back now to
Thank
the.
you, ma'am.
Thank you.
So
Yeah.
we finished the second section. We go to the third section, which
Yeah.
will be taken by Dr. Shilpi. Dr. Shilpi, please. Vivek, please,
Good
please
afternoon,
mute
sir.
others.
Good afternoon to everyone.
Yeah.
Good
Go on, please.
afternoon.
Go on, Shilpi.
Hello, am I audible?
Absolutely.
Okay, so good afternoon, and a thank to all the contributors of this module, Dr. Himabindu ma'am for initiating this module on boys' health. And so my topic, which I start with, is emotional intelligence. It has been already dealt by Dr. Joy Bhaduri sir and Dr. Gayatri madam. However, what is emotional intelligence? It is actually the as described by Dr. Goldman. 1 minute, just I need to tell about this person who is Daniel Goldman. He was the one who actually dealt a lot with this emotional intelligence, and he defined it as the ability to recognize, understand, and manage one's own emotions as well as the emotions of others. It encompasses the capacity to perceive, to use, the understand, and manage the emotions. The Goldman's model highlights 5 key components, that is the self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. Why I needed to tell this is that unaddressed emotions can lead to aggression, isolation, or risk-taking. Hence, we need to give them early support. It will help them develop emotional resilience. So, what are the supportive measures that we can give to the adolescent boys? We should teach them to label their emotions. Like, if they should be able to identify. For example, a picture is given in the right side, whether they are sad, whether they are angry, their fear is there, or they are joyful. They should be encouraged to write journals and to vent their emotions by means of art or safe conversations, which are actually safe spaces, or the like parents, if they create this safe spaces, or the teachers or anyone who is important for them, so that they can tell about their emotions, it will help them. So they should. We sometimes we understand that therapies are like for only who have got mental problems, but no, we normalize the therapy for them, and we have to say that mental wellness check-in should be there regularly. So we create a non-judgmental space for expression. Next slide. So what boys, we understand, sometimes it's a myth that boys are not never anxious or never depressed, but that's not a fact. Boys show depression. However, the difference between the female and the male is that the females, they internalize, and the boys, they externalize. The boys show depression through anger, apathy, irritability, or withdrawal. We have to watch for their sleep or eating changes. And sometimes they show disinterest in activities. So if we can pick up these points regarding sleep, the daily activities, if we can identify whether they are having anxiety or depression. Why this is important? Because early support is the key. If we identify anxiety or any stress at the earliest, then it will not progress to a more complicated stage, and it will be easier to manage. So we have to create environment where mental health is openly discussed and help is accessible, as already discussed. So next slide. So what are the anxiety symptoms? Anxiety has been found in 25% of the boys, and they show persistent worry, fear that interferes with daily life, social interactions, or academic performance. In fact, DSM-5, the definition for generalized anxiety disorder is for 6 months. And it's the persistence of this constant worry in different aspects of life. Now, depression symptoms are present in 15% of the adolescent boys, and there are persistent feelings of sadness, hopelessness, irritability, changes in appetite or sleep patterns, and loss of interest in activities. So, as these sleep patterns, there might be the boy might go to sleep a little bit late, or may wake up early in the morning at like 4 o'clock. So we have to identify these. Not only sometimes we think that the boy is totally on social media, that's why he's sleeping late, but there might be an underlying depression also. So what are the consequences? There might be impaired relationships. There may be decreased academic performance. There might be increased risk of depression and substance abuse more commonly, which is found in boys. So in my next slide, how we have to explain to them how to balance their independence and responsibility. Boys often push for independence but lack the life skills. So we have to tell them how to develop the life skills. We have to tell them to teach them how to self-discipline them. We have to tell them the importance of financial literacy so that they are not squandering the money and on reckless due to their reckless behavior. And we have to give them household responsibilities. Yes, as madam has already said that yes, they are also responsible for household activities. We have to help them transition into young men from their early childhood. And yes, we have to break the myths and address misinformations. Sometimes we say that boys don't cry, but yes, that's not the fact, because boys need the crying is a mean of venting out or the catharsis of emotions. So there should be a balance between freedom and responsibility. So next slide. So sometimes we find boys coming with different complaints like not willing to go to school. So and upon questioning, we find that almost 20% of the adolescent boys, they report being bullied. So bullying can involve not only teasing, but even exclusion, like they are not allowed to enter a particular group. Often bullying is done on an online online mode. So they have to be careful about it. So what are the effects of bullying? There might be increased anxiety, there might be decreased self-esteem. They might find themselves to be like they're not worthy of that group. That's why they're not including me. And they might affect the academics. And hence, we have to give them, empower them actually to speak up. And schools should be told to intervene sensitively but firmly, because if sometimes the schools intervene, there might be adverse effect on the boys also by that like bullying group or bullying person. So it should be done very sensitively but firmly. And we should tell them that to like speaking up will be good for them, and bullying is not to be accepted. So we promote how to prevent this. Like for this boy module will help us in future by promoting empathy and to encourage reporting systems, any bystander and bystander actions, so that if anyone they witness this bullying, they should be also there to protest against it. So next slide. Now, substance abuse. Like 20% boys are affected by substance abuse. It is a very common method by which the boys seek for relief of stress, from anxiety, or from emotional pain. And yes, it's the time for experimentation where there is a curiosity or peer pressure has already been discussed by my previous speakers. Now, this curiosity is like for sometimes it's like that when the curiosity is goes down, like after experimenting with the drug, there might be chance that the boy might come back and there might not be substance abuse disorder. However, we have to make them aware of this from before. This is the importance of raising the awareness. The lack of awareness of the risks and consequences, this makes the child or the adolescent go into more substance abuse disorders. So what are the effects of substance abuse? If we tell them exactly, like they might have cognitive development problems like memory problems. What are the risks of addiction for IV use of drugs? They can cause different diseases. They can have mental health problems. There might be accidents due to the substance abuse. All these things, when we explain to them, there might be a chance that that child might not go into substance abuse disorder. And yes, this is the importance of early education. And we should tell them the importance of self-worth, that it's not that if one to relieve the emotional pain, one has to take on to substance. It is the self-counseling which is more important to deal with all these emotional problems. So next slide, academics and career pressure. So in our current scenario, we are finding that there are a lot of suicides because of the parental expectations. And these parents are always comparing with their peers. And there are also factors like the child, even if they're not comparisons, the child has kept his standard very high. So if he fails to reach that standard, or there might be fear of failure or judgment, all these things results in stress and anxiety, and there is decreased motivation to go to school. The child might not feel like motivated to go to school only or study. There might be mental health issues and physical health problems like somatic problems. Some might complain of vomiting, some may nausea, and some may not complain some multiple problems to give an excuse to go to school and study. So next slide. So how do we support them? So we have to identify their personal strengths. We have to tell that, yes, this is good. You have this power, that no one else has this, or you have this capacity. So it's a good thing. It's not necessary that you have to get very good marks. It is your personal, this point you are very strong at. So we have to encourage them. We have to empower them and motivate them, because success is not only about getting marks, and we have to also explore their interests. What are their what they likes, and what they are good at other than studies also. So we have to encourage effort, that we have to appreciate when we have to tell the parents that they should appreciate that they're giving effort to study, and not we have to say that perfection is not the end point. So we have to we can promote career exploration without fear. Like there are other careers we have to tell them, like entrepreneurship, like any other designing, or any, there are sports, there are many other careers other than going into the regular engineering, medical, all these professions. And without fear, because it's not that there are so many options that they should not be afraid of taking any of them up, because there are always support systems for them. We have to tell them that there are support systems to support them, so they should not be worried because of that. Sorry. So then we are going for the risk-taking behavior, as we have already mentioned, due to the developing brain, that the immature prefrontal cortex. There are impulsivity and risk-taking behaviors are there, and testosterone surge causes aggressive and reckless behavior. So peer influence has already been discussed. The adolescent finds that peer influence is important, because it helps them they need to validate or gain social, for gaining social status among their peers. They are going to take all these risk-taking behaviors. So how do we channelize that? We have to channelize into structured challenge activities already mentioned above, like adventure sports. We can tell them to take leadership. We can ask them to do play roles in drama or any other like dance or anything like that, more creative way. So you have to channelize this risk-taking behavior into such way that so that they enjoy also, and it's the energy is dissipated in this way. So in next slide. We know that one of the online media usage in adolescent boys is games, and which are more violent games and media. How does it affect them? It desensitizes and decreases their empathy, and it gives them thoughts of aggression with feelings and behaviors. Sometimes they normalize aggression after seeing lots of PUBG and all kinds of violent games. They've normalized this aggression is normal. So uh, in those we have to promote media literacy and to reflect that what they are seeing is not the ultimate. It's the creative thinking, the creative the critical digital literacy which is important. These continuous violent seeing when violent games and media help that disrupt the sleep patterns, and also there are different videos and games which distorts their view on gender and conflict resolution. So conflict whenever they are facing some conflict, they are more aggressive towards it. So these always have these side effects. So we have to promote like how this to deal with these violent games and media, even if they're watching it, and to restrict their screen time also. Next slide. So what are the key concerns regarding digital behavior? What is gaming addiction in boys? These are the more common in boys, and pornography and social media stress. So what is like gaming addiction? I have already mentioned before, and pornography, if you have to explain to them what they are seeing is not the ultimate, like it's not only the physical interaction and not emotional, is emotions are not there. And so they should not be addicted to it. And social media stress, and because of peer pressure and keeping like validating themselves, they are on constantly on social media and having FOMO, and hence it's seen that up to 7 to 9 hours they are online, and they're hence what is happening is that they're having less interaction with their families, and there is less real world interaction. So they are not able to talk about their problems to their parents and discuss with their real life like teachers and like people of importance in their life. This also is causing sleep deprivation, decreased attention span, and increased exposure to harmful content and cyberbullying. So we have to tell them that teach them what is digital literacy and digital footprint. I'll like take in the next slide. So how do we tell them about healthy digital habits? We have to set screen time boundaries. We have to teach critical digital literacy. Like what is critical literacy is like before posting, we have to tell like think before you post, whether it is true, whether it is hurtful, whether it is illegal, or whether it is unnecessary or not. They have to understand that before posting, because once posted, it's once on social media, it's a permanent digital footprint. Then nobody can take it back, because media should not take their time or replace the time for studies, play, sleep, and interaction. So what they post now is will affect the career in future. So we encourage offline hobbies and relationships, because online we do not know who is there on the other side of the digital media. And how to deal with trolling. Trolling is like we have to tell them to ignore it and not to respond to it. Sextortion is very common nowadays. We have to tell them to stop responding and block it and report it. There are different ways of reporting it and not to pay. And addictive behavior also, mild to moderate, different ways are there. And in severe cases, we need the help of a specialized mental health advisor. So next slide. So till now, I think this is for the suicide and self-harm in boys. So suicide attempts are fewer, but completions are higher. We find that if the boy shows different, we have to identify the red flag signals like withdrawal, giving things away, what they previously was very valuable to them. Suddenly, if they stop, like give them away to their best friends. So it's a very red flag sign. Then risky talk, like they feel, even if they say that like I don't feel like leaving, very casually. That should not be taken casually. And they're talking about suicide, save lives. All these things are like indication that there might be attempted suicides in future. So what are the causes of suicide? It is seen, first of all, I would like to show the chart that if there is an increase in number of suicides among school children, And nowadays, although in spite of all the measures that are being taken, the suicide continues every day, each and every day. There is one suicide and in India. So what are the causes of suicide? So it's depression and anxiety, which contributes to the suicidal thoughts. So it should be identified very early and intervention should be done early. So being bullied, already as I've discussed, it prones them to attempt suicide. So bullying should not be accepted. It should be told and it should be put into their mind from their childhood. And inadequate support from family, friends, or mental health professionals, either due to their over involvement with media, they are not talking to their parents. So we have to encourage parents, we have to encourage everyone to, so that they have give them enough space to talk to them and not to confide their thoughts to themselves only. So I think from this one, Dr. Mamata madam will take over.
Shilpi, you had 3 more slides.
Okay, yeah.
Violence,
So why
managing
so much?
conflict
Yes,
was-
yes. So why
Yeah.
so much gender violence in India? So gender violence is it's seen that in India there are deep-rooted patriarchy and gender stereotyping and social conditioning is there. We know that there is due to the lack of education and awareness and the normalization of abuse. These are the different factors which causes increase in gender violence. There is a weak law enforcement and fear of stigma. Due to the patriarchy, the law enforcement and the fear of stigma, the girls or the women do not speak up. There is digital exploitation and unsafe spaces. That's the requirement. That's why we need to make safe spaces. There is economic dependence of the females on males and poverty, which leads to that dependence on the patriarchy. And every 15 minutes, a child is sexually abused in India, which is an NCRB report, and which is a very important thing that we need to keep in mind. And we have to take the necessary means. So what are the role of boys? If we educate them from the beginning regarding to respect their and regarding the boundaries, whenever we go for the school health education, it is the different keywords like respect should be like incorporated in their minds, respect, responsibility, and consent. So they should be engaged as allies and not villains, as already discussed. And we should be promoting non-violent communication and healthy masculinity. As we discussed, like with our adolescent boys, that masculinity does not mean showing aggression and violence. Masculinity is more about showing respect and feeling for the other gender. And so the change, we have to bring it ourselves and we have to incorporate in their minds in an early age. And we have to already discuss like empower to interrupt sexist jokes, even if their peers are giving it, like we have to tell them they should be encouraged and they should be courageous enough to interrupt it and should not they should not be bothered what the other is other peer is feeling, because what they're doing is right. They should be supporting the female peers and take pride in fairness.
Your last slide, Shilpi.
Yeah, thank you. We should managing gender equality and violence at the grassroots. So they should we should challenge the gender norms. And other than that, other than empowering girls, we should empower boys also to, like as we have said in the last 2 slides, it's the empowerment of both the genders regarding stopping or revolting against gender violence against women. And these boys have a huge role because they are not villains and they are their friends of the girls. So they are allies. And there should be safe spaces in schools and communities where even the girls and boys both can speak out. And there should be strengthening of the support systems, the teacher, there should be parents and all other support other people who are important for them. And we should include this gender equality in our school curriculum. This will help them compulsorily read all this thing about this gender equality. And we must raise boys who understand that strength lies in respect, not control. So it's the respect is the keyword, and we have to put it in their minds. It's not the control; it's the respect that makes them more masculine. So with this, I
Thank
thank
you.
the
Thank you, Dr.
yeah.
Shilpi, for your presentation. And now we move from Bengal to Rissa. And Dr. Mamta, your section, please.
Yes. Good afternoon and my namaskar to all. I'm audible, sir?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Asim and Dr. Himabindu Madam, to give me this opportunity to present and be a part of this unique module. And initially, I was little bit uncomfortable to present this. Then third, if I am uncomfortable to present, then how an adolescent boy come to me with his problem or what he's facing normal in daily life. So coming to this part, sexuality in adolescent boys and spontaneous erection. So spontaneous erection are a normal in puberty due to hormonal changes and increased sensitivity. So nothing to be ashamed or feeling guilty for this. It is not always associated with sexual thoughts. It is normal in the time of sleep. There may be spontaneous erection, and they can manage unwanted erection by shifting position or adjusting clothing, engaging in physical activity or exercise, focusing on non-sexual thoughts and activities, normalize and help feel confident of their body, because in daytime they are normal, they're not thinking about this. But if at all it happening at any time, it may be a normal, it may be daily occur, or it may be sometimes, or in some boys it never happens. Everything is normal, so they should not feel guilty or ashamed for this. Next slide, please. So nocturnal emission or wet dreams, what the adolescent boys should know. It is completely normal. Semen is released during sleep, often linked to erotic dreams, but normally also it can occur and usually starts in puberty. That's common age group is 11 to 16 and happens without control. So that should not be guilty or ashamed. They should not be feel ashamed for this. It is not a sign of weakness or loss of control, which they can control in their sleep also. They should not think that. They should not think this is a sign of weakness. Practice good hygiene or cleanliness. They should clean the clothes after the nocturnal emission, and not related to masturbation or sexual activity. Frequency varies. It may be normal, daily it can occur, or rarely it can occur to a boys, or some boys it never happens. So you do not need to stop it. It is not harmful. It is not a disease. If they're uncomfortable for this, they can ask, they can share their thought to an adult who is trustful, and to a doctor or a counselor. They can ask about this so that they know their the right answers. Next slide, please. So coming to concern about penis size, what is normal? It may be big or small, so it is mostly normal. They are in adolescent, that is the growing period. So still it is developing, so they should not worry about the size, which functions matters more than size. And what happens actually in adolescent period, they usually see some pornography, so which mislead them that about the size or about the function, and what they're seeing, that is not the actual things. So rarely the size rarely it is a medical issue. So they should not compare whatever they discuss with their friends, or they have seen pornography, that is not to compare with themselves. So for this reason they can talk to a trusted adult, or that you are more than your body part, more than your body, but you are how you behave, how you give respect to others, that is the most important thing. And that's not a body part for which you will feel ashamed or worried for that. Next slide, please. So beyond pornography, what boys should know, it is not meant for adolescent. So they should not go for this pornography. Sometimes by seeing other reels or other things in net, sometimes they by chance they have seen this, and regularly after that they are seeing this pornography. but that is not for the adolescent. They should away from this. It can distort reality. What is real thing, it may not be they have seen in pornography. It affects the relationship because the unrealistic expectation are there with after seeing pornography. So they should not see, and because by seeing this they sometimes feel guilty and anxiety will be there and some confusion will be there, so they should not expect the real thing, the unrealistic from when they are going through this period. Habit forming like interfere with studies, hobbies, and real life interaction. It may interfere with the studies, so they should not go or should not see the pornography. Consent is missing. What they are seeing in pornography, where consent is not there, and some unrealistic thing, unrealistic body part they are seeing, and they are thinking that their expectation is like that. So they should not follow this because they are missing consent is missing in that part of pornography. Not the way to learn about sex. They can learn about sex from sex education or from a trusted adult or good study material. From that, they can know about the sex, not from the pornography. Impact on mental health, they will feel guilty, anxiety, there will be confusion or shame by seeing this. So, this should be away from pornography. Talk about it means they should share their thoughts to a trusted adult or a counselor or a doctor. They can um, they can solve their problem, and they should not go for pornography to see what happened and what happens in sex. They should not go for that. So coming to understanding masturbation in adolescent boys. So what is masturbation? Sometimes they are feeling very comfortable with or getting sexual pleasure, doing some stimulation from to their own body. So in that it begins. Usually it begins during puberty due to hormonal changes and curiosity, but it is normal. It is a part of growing up for many boys, does not cause any physical harm or health problem. Myths like it causing weakness, infertility, or loss of strength, these are not true, but they can do it privately, and it should not harm their studies or daily life. Next slide, please. So, coming to understanding masturbation in adolescent boys, why it is important to address? Because many times they do not know what is normal. So, for that, they will feel guilty or shame or misinformation from pornography or from friends. So, it is important to talk with the adolescent. It helps boys understand their bodies and sexuality in a healthy way, opens the door for honest discussion about safe practices and respect for self and others. Healthy, how they'll approach in healthy masturbation. It should be private, not interfere with daily life, studies, or relationship. Excessive or compulsive behavior may signal emotional issues and needs discussion. Encourage questions without judgment. Advise speaking to a trusted doctor and counselor. In every slide, it has written they should share their thoughts to an trusted adult or a counselor. So we can advise same thing to a adolescent. Worried about no voice change or hair growth. Already we discussed, Dr. Jai and Dr. Silpi discussed about this. Puberty starts around 9 to 14 years of age. Sometimes it is late, but it's normal, and sometimes it is early also. That is also normal. So if the no signs of puberty by the age of 14, they should consult a doctor. Though it is a normal, little late or little early, it is normal. But when voice change or testicle growth will be not there or hair not appears by age of 14, they should consult doctors to know about the growth. Then sudden stop in puberty changes after they have started, already started, but after that, if the changes stopped, then they can consult a doctor. Puberty is not a race. They should be confidence about your work. They should be healthy, and some good habits should be there. That is their identification, not the how early or how till how much they can grow. That is not important. Next slide, please. So they should know about consequences of intimate relationship, because unprotected sex that can lead to pregnancy and some sexually transmitted disease. So they should aware about this protection, especially dual protection they should have. And sexual transmit infection can occur through vaginal, anal, and oral sex also. STI often no symptoms initially, but they can have some vague symptoms initially that can occur both a boy and girl. That is difficulty or pain while passing urine, itching or vaginal discharge in female, abdominal pain can occur, irregular periods, which is normally occurs in early part of puberty, that can mislead. So irregular periods can occur, severe pain during periods, pain or swelling of scrotum or testis also can occur in some STIs. So we should give a very good support to an adolescent, from which they can get the support from school or family or from community. There should be, every school should have a trusted counselors, and there should be a zero tolerance for bullying. We are seeing in every day in school there is some problem, but every school should have a zero tolerance policy. Families, if everybody is honest and there is no non-judgmental conversation in families, that will give some supports, mental supports to the adolescent. In communities, mentor and helplines, in many news channels we are seeing there are some helplines. When they are having some problem, they will call that number, and so they can get that immediate help to them. That also you can provide through communities. So strategies are common for both gender, because the problem can occur in both gender in adolescents, like active listening and open communication, positive reinforcement and encouragement, setting boundaries and expectations, fostering resilience and problem solving skills, strengthening self-defense strategy in boys for positive mental health. Because some many times you are not listening to the boy what he is telling. ठीक है, देख लेंगे, अभी ठीक हो जाएगा. That is not the answer. When they are asking some question, there should be good communication and positive reinforcement. Means if they are doing some good thing, we should encourage verbally or physically, or giving some gift. From that also they have some positive reinforcement. And setting boundaries, they should know what are the boundaries, what things they can do and what they should not do, what they should expect. They should not expect from parents or from school or from friends. So from a good communication, all these things can happen normally. Next slide, please. Coming to understanding self-defense beyond physical strength, that is emotional self-defense, digital self-defense, and assertive training. Many times I also told to a boy in war taking, when I'm taking rounds, at that time if some boy is crying, that boys cry नहीं करते हैं, and देखो video में record हो जाएगा, it will create problem. But nowadays I'm not telling that. I understand they can cry, they can share their thoughts, they can also feeling sometimes low, that they should share that. Handle bullying or peer pressure and rejection without internalizing priority. Already Dr. Silpi told about this. Encourage little intelligence, recognizing and managing emotion effectively. That way you can help, and self defense, emotional self defense can develop. Digital self defense, educate on cyberbullying, online privacy, and safe internet practices. In online, they should not share everything. They should know what are the things they should share in social media. and what are the internet practices, what are the things they can see, and what are the sites they can block. They should know, so that digital self defense develop. Learn strategies to block and report harmful content and avoid online manipulation. Assertiveness training help boys stand up for themselves with confidence without aggression. They should present themselves, or they should speak about themselves with confidence. There should not be aggression. So if they understand this, they can do easily. Learn techniques like using firm body language, clear communication, setting boundaries. Dr. Silpi already told they should say about they should know about when they should say no clearly. Clearly, they have to say no when somebody offer them some substance, or somebody show them some pornography. They should clearly say they should know. So healthy boundaries in life, like social media boundaries, peer influence, and avoid risky behavior, because this is the age group. Due to hormone or due to certain things, they behave, their risky behavior develop. They drive rashly, and some unprotected sex they can do, or aggressive behavior. They should, for this, they should have some boundaries. They should know, but we are the person to counsel them for proper uh, thing, so that they should avoid the risky behaviors. Empowering boys, what it means. Always we're talking about woman empowering or girl empowering, but we are not thinking about our boys for empowerment. What it means. Empowerment is not control, it is enabling growth. We do not manage them, we mentor them, combine empathy and accountability, promote independence while offering guidance. So we have to give, they have to understand the things. They should not behave aggressively. What they want to do in your life. If the communication is good, we are listening them, then what they want to do in their future, they can do happily. Next slide, please. Building positive relationship, it shapes emotional well-being, secure connections, foster resilience. Family, peers, and mentors all play a role. Connection is prevention. The good family connection, the good family atmosphere can prevent so many negative things like substance abuse, the risky behavior. They will not tell lie, or their growth is a good environment can prevent many bad things in their life. Next slide, please. In coming to father-son relationship, it provides a structure, support, identity. Father usually a role model for the boys, share time, open dialogue, and affirmations. Uh, Promotes higher employment rates. If the father and son relations is good, they can guide them properly, they will study, and they will have a good or higher employment rates. Insurance against depression, disruptive behavior, and lying. Next slide, please. Fathers as negative role models, toxic behavior harms well-being. It may be verbal abuse, emotional abuse, physical or sexual abuse, disrupt family dynamics, it promotes aggression. And by this negative role model or toxic behavior of father, they can go for substance abuse, domestic violence, disrespect for women within and outside the family. Many of us have seen the movie Animal, where the father and son relation and the negative effect of father's behavior, and good relation also. Like if you have seen the movie, animated movie like Finding Nemo, or the movie like My Name is Khan, from that there's a positive role model of a father in adolescent boy. Next slide, please. But mother son relation, it is a very good relationship, emotional anchoring. Today, this thing I discussed with my colleague, that a mother and son relation is very special. They can share the things to the mother, and mother model emotional intelligence very cleverly. They talk to the son, so that son will share their problem, or mother can know or solve the problem. Balance nurturing with letting go gradually, promoting gender equality and capability and dignity. If mother explain that how to behave, how to give the importance to a woman, and what respectfully, how respectfully they will talk to a woman or girl, this they can learn in family from a mother. Next slide, please. Positive behaviors fostered by a mother-son relationship, they will become disciplined, they will become emotional mature, respect to others, sense of responsibility, resilience in the face of challenges. Negative behaviors reduced by strong mother-son bond. They will avoid substance abuse, aggressive behavior. They will decrease risky sexual activity, delinquency or criminal involvement, mental health issues, anxiety, depression. All will be decreased. Navigating peer relationship influences behavior and self-image. Appreciate personal values versus peer loyalty. Learn boundary setting and conflict resolution. Explore what healthy friendship look like. Learn to handle manipulation, gossip, or exclusion with maturity. Good friendship, or whenever a friend need any in emergency, they are ready to help the friend. That good relationship should be there in a friendship. Next slide, please. But the boy usually struggle with communication. They will easily not share their things, their problem to anybody. It's why the fear of judgment or punishment. But many times we're saying boys should not do, boys are not like this. For that fear of judgment, they are not sharing, or sometimes punishment, they are fear that they are not communicate these things to their friends or seniors or teachers. Believe that showing emotion is weakness. They many times I now I am not saying that, but previously I used to tell that लड़का है रो फिर भी रो रहा है, that is not good thing. Feeling understood or ignored, peer influence and social pressure, lack of active listening in family is the grassroots level where they can know the sharing, the loving nature. And if somebody is not listening at home, what what problem is they're facing at bus or in school or in their friend circle, they will not share easily. So that will be very difficult later, and if you know that also, it's very difficult to solve that problem. Next slide, please. So impact of poor communication, bottle of emotions leading to aggression, withdrawal. If they do not tell that problem, they will very behave aggressively, or that they will withdraw from the family. They will stay alone, or late night sleep, and not going to school. This can occur. Risk taking or rebellious behavior also can occur. Loss of trust or guidance. If there is no communication, they will not trust anybody, and with proper guidance, they can tell their problem and you can help them. I think this is my no. Build trust gradually. Listen without interrupting or correcting. वो कुछ बोल रहे हैं बीच में बोलेंगे 2 मिनट हो गया ज्यादा नहीं बोलो. This we should not do. Respect their pace. Model healthy communications. Reinforce that asking for help, which leads to strength. Behind every unspoken word is a boy who needs someone to hear him, not fix him. So, good communication, good sharing definitely help us.
Your last slide, Dr. Mamta.
Yeah, yeah. So family and school collaboration, open channels between home and school. What they are telling both parent and teacher, if they're telling the same thing, then boy easily understand that. So there should be a communication between parent and teacher. Teachers is allies in communication, joint efforts in emotional education and discipline. So school has a very strong role for a development or for a growth of a boy. So teachers also have a good school environment should be good, and families should know about the school and regularly coming to school in parent teacher meeting, also in adolescent boys. So they can share, they can ask about that boy to the teacher, so they can, with collaboration, the problem will be solved and the growth will be good.
So
Thank you.
I think this is
Thank
my
you.
Dr. Mamta.
okay, thank you.
So the Naval Kishor train started from Jharkhand, went to Assam, West Bengal, Orissa, and now the last stoppage, Bihar. Dr. Chandramohan,
So thank you, sir,
we
for
come to the
giving.
last section. Yeah.
Thank you for allowing me to be the showstopper of the day. So today, Chandramohan, first of all, I will say a lot of thanks to the AHA for this beautiful module. This has been a great work by the AHA to this 25th years of AHA. For the boys were a neglected lot as far as the adolescence was concerned. So I congratulate everyone associated with it. Now, coming to the point, the legal rights of adolescents in India, this is a very important part. As we all know, the legal literacy in India among the children is very low. And as my Twitter bio reads, I am a child right activist. So I take this opportunity to make it a possibility that children, especially the adolescents, are aware with their legal rights. So most adolescents are not aware of their legal rights or their health entitlements. They don't know what are the facilities provided by the government under ARSH scheme or the RKSK scheme. Similarly, they don't know what are the legal rights. So this is a very important part. So they must know their rights. The laws are there to protect boys and girls equally. So the beautiful part is the laws which have been made in India are gender neutral laws. So that is giving an emphasis. We all have always dealt with the boys should be learned to respect females and they must have a feeling of equality among themselves. So law is keeping them at one pedestal. No one is at a higher pedestal as far as the legal matter is concerned. So there are certain age specific and legal limits. Those relate to the labor, like children below 14 years cannot be employed for the dangerous activities. The child labor acts are there. Marriages Act, so that the children cannot, the girls below 18 or boys below 21 cannot marry, even though they are considered a major, and they can give a consent for the sexual activity at 18 years. But for the marriage, the age for the boys is 21 years. And the consent for the sexual activity, this is also a very important part. The law covers it. And beware of the POXO Act. In 2012, there was a Protection of Children Against Sexual Offences Act, which was brought to safeguard children against sexual offences, against the pornography, and against the intimidation and sexual things. So may I have the next slide, please? The POXO Act gives them the full security and protection, both physical as well as online activities. So this is a gender neutral act, and the act of consent for the sex is 18 years. Okay, so as per POXO Act, the sexual act is it's a special law, so it overtakes the other laws. So that in the certain laws, the age of consent that previously it was 16 years, so this has now become 18 years. Even for the certain communities, the marriage age is 15 years. But as far as the POXO Act is concerned, this is overarching and this is applicable in all cases. So everyone must be very aware of it. So sex below 18, even with a consent, is a crime. So if the one partner is below 18, this is a crime against him or her. If both the partners are below 18, so this is
हाँ जी
also a concern
हाँ
where
ओहो ये तो ओ
everyone below 18 must understand that it's even a consensual sex below in children below 18 is a crime. It applies to all, both the victims as well as the accused. So there is a mandatory reporting. This is also important for
बंद
teachers.
केले की किसी को?
This is also important for doctors. Whenever and wherever you come to know
Chandramohan, just a
about.
minute. Chandramohan, just a
Yeah.
minute. Vivek, please mute all. Vivek, are you there? Yeah, please continue.
So thank you. So there is a mandatory reporting. So Vivekji, please mute everyone else except a speaker. Yeah. Yeah. So mandatory reporting, there is a legal provision that whenever as a warden, as a teacher, as a doctor, if you are aware of any sexual activities in a POCSO Act, which has been crime offense have been committed against any child below 18 years of age, you have to do report. You have to report to the local police or the child welfare society of the district concerned, so that if you don't report, there is a punishment, that is a liability for the jail up to 6 months. So all the doctors, all the teachers, all the wardens should be aware about it. The child friendly, the POCSO Act provides a child friendly proceedings, and it's there are the trained lady officers to conduct this, and the burden of proof is with the accused. The accused has to prove. In the other courts, like the prosecution has to prove that somebody is guilty. There is a dictum that not guilty till innocent till proven guilty. But here the burden of proof is with the accused, and the defense lawyer cannot ask questions directly, or that which may in many times you have seen in the films, they are intimidating, they take that character assassinations. So that safeguard has been done. And we must know that the boys are also survivors of the sexual violence. So this is very important for boys to know this, so that whenever if there is something happens, they can come out and complain to the right fora. Otherwise, the boys sometimes think, if I have been sexually assaulted, there is no law for me and no one is going to protect me. But this is an important law. POCSO is always there, and promote respectful behavior towards all genders. So the severe punishment for the caretaker, if the sexual activity has been committed on a minor by someone who is a caretaker, who by the virtue of the authority has a command over the adolescent, then the law makes more severe punishments, and that may be up to the death sentence. So may I have the next slide, please? So next point, apart from the sexual offenses, our adolescents are very vulnerable, and many times we see young boys are involved in fatal road or accidents or the serious accidents due to the reckless or underage driving. The issue is the boys in adolescent, the exuberance of the youth, there is always a thrill, so that they want to experience the thrill, and that thrill sometimes comes with the great speed. The underage driving is illegal and dangerous, and same is very fast driving or the unsafe driving. So helmet and seat belt use is compulsory for the boys, girls, everyone, and for all of us also. So we have to teach them to be a responsible citizens. So the helmet is not there to save them from a challan. The helmet is there to save their heads. So whenever there is some injury, there is any accident, heads may be saved by helmet. So the boys and girls, all the adolescents, they must be taught how to take these things, preventive measures, very, very seriously and use them judiciously. And drink and drive is a serious complication, so always avoid drinking and dangerous drivings. So taking laharia cuts on the roads or making some stunts, those stunts what you see in the films like Dhoom 2, Dhoom 3. So those stunts are done by the duplicates or by the under guided situations with the camera tricks. Those are not genuine ones. So your life is very precious. You must not play with your own life. Pedestrians and cyclists also have the rights. So the issue is the safety is important for everyone, not only the adolescent who is driving. Those pedestrians who are crossing on the road, they are also having their own right. So you must not trample upon their rights, and you give them proper safety so that they are also safe on the road. And understanding and following traffic signals is very important. So we have to teach the youngsters the responsible behavior, and law exists to safeguard and not to restrict them. Usually there is a thinking when a question was asked to students, why you have a brake in your vehicles. So the brake is there not to put your speed down. The brake is there because you can drive well, and whenever you need, there is some safeguard and you can bring it down. Suppose your brake is failed, no one is going to drive more than 10 or 20 kilometers per hour, because then the safety will not be there. So that's why the law is always there to safeguard you, not to restrict you. May I have the next slide? Yeah, road rage. So one of the important topics in the road safety is the road rage. Why to talk about it? Because poor management of anger. Actually, road rage is basically case of inflated ego and poor anger management. So poor management of anger is a difficult thing, and in the shared places where you feel somebody, how can somebody overtake me? I'm the fastest, I'm the smartest. So that is the very important part, to keep your ego in check in the shared spaces, and don't let your anger control you, because anger is momentary insanity. So if you allow this insanity to stay a longer period, that is going to be dangerous. So early driving, or despite poor emotional regulation, so some children, they start riding illegally at 10 years, 12 years, 14 years, 16 years. So by 16, they believe ki I am the superstar, I can ride anyway, I can do all the stunts. So that is very dangerous. So parents and teachers make it sure that young boys and girls, they don't go beyond the respected rules and regulations. So what skills they should be taught? Breathing before reacting. They should be taught not to react at a spinal level. They be thoughtful of it, what your actions are going to be. That may have a lifelong impact. So don't act impulsively. Take a deep breath and think what response you want to give. Is it appropriate or it's not? Walk away from escalating situations. So the situations which are escalating, and there are the chances that the other person is also going to retaliate. So that is a situation you should keep calm and walk away. Listen to the calming music or podcast. So there, while driving, you must have a clear vision and a good mindset, safe mindset. So calming music is of use. So delay response instead of acting impulsively, and it has been already told that your immediate response may not be the most wise thing to do. So always think rationally and delay your response. May I have the next slides? So core values to emphasize in the road race, that is a self-control is strength. So we must understand and tell this to our youngsters. Anger is not bravery. The true strength lies in pausing, controlling yourself and letting it go. Because for you, reaching your destination is important, not reaching very fast or not reaching fast. If you are in a road race, it may be you will be in a long fight and you may not reach to your destination at time. So that will be having some other further complications with your career goals as well as your personal goals. Respect for life, and yours as well as others. One must respect the human life. It's either yours, others, or passengers or pedestrians. Everyone's life is equally important. So you should take care of your own safety, as well as you should make the roads safer for everyone. Empathy builds safer roads. So if you have empathy, if you have feeling, okay, this person is honking, or he is trying to take a pass and go away, maybe he needs to reach the fast, maybe he's going to a hospital, so you must give them pass. So that is, the driver may be stressed or unwell. So assume the best intent, his intent is to help people, his intent is to serve people. So let me give him an opportunity to go. I don't take my ego to a superior level where I lose my responsibility. So this is important. And masculinity is not aggression. And remember it, roads are not battlefield. Only one angry moment can cause lifelong regret. So there are always stories, one small incident in a life that costed a person his whole life. So that is very important. So may I have the next slide? The mark of true man is not how fast he drives, but how safely he drives and how let the others live. So this is important. Now coming to the other point which is important, as the age specific rules are there. So Child Marriage Prevention Act 2016. In India up to 1919 there was no law where the child marriages were prohibited, but the Britishers introduced a law in 1990 when they first brought the law about the restricting child marriages. So this the 2006 law, it prohibits marriages of a male not completed 21 years of age and a female not completed 18 years of age. There has been another bill into 2021 in which they want to make it also gender neutral. So 21 years for both boys and girls, because currently there is a disparity between boys and girls, but that bill is still a bill that has been introduced in Lok Sabha, and that was sent to the select committee, and the select committee is taking its view on it, and if it comes that way, it will be a gender neutral marriage years for everyone at 21 years. But current position is for boys it's 21 years and for the girls it's 18 years. And there is a punishment. Any person involved either directs, conducts or abets, even you attend a marriage which is in a child marriage, a bride or groom, anyone is a child, that is a punishable offense in the child marriage and liable for the rigorous imprisonment up to 2 years or 1 lakh rupee fine. So this is important. We have to teach our students or the youngsters, the boys in particular. So sometimes कि चलो भाग के शादी कर लेते हैं. So भाग के शादी करने में एज का ख्याल जरूर रखना है. You may be 20, the girl may be 18. So both are adults as per as the legal definition is concerned, but you are not fit to marry because you are still 20. So you are liable for punishment. So this is important. Next slide. So cyber laws and digital behavior. I am not be repeating. Many things have been already dealt with by our previous colleagues. So online abuse and bullying are punishable offense. So this is very important because in the recent eras, there is a lot of plethora of reportings in the newspaper. If you read the newspapers, there is a very much, there are many cases of bullying, cyberbullying. And the most common types of cyberbullying reported in print media are online harassment and impersonation. In the print media, the males victims outnumber the female victims, usually more than 60%, around 56, 57% are the cases what you read. Boys have been harassed, maybe the sextortion, maybe cyberbullying, maybe the harassment. So that is important. And females are maybe they are reporting less, but they are a less number of sufferers. Many a times males, you have your own groups, your friends, somebody does a prank on that, sometimes it comes out as a cyberbullying also. So there is you must be very careful and tell all the teenagers that whatever goes online it stays online. And here I would take a quote from the past US President Barack Obama. He had told the school children, you are a YouTube generation. Whatever you do, they will remain forever till you are alive, or even your children are alive, they can see what you have done and what age or what stage. So if you want to be a good role model for your own children, be very cautious today only. So this is will explain the gravity of forwarding or creating inappropriate content. So YouTube, Instagram, if many of the teenagers, they don't understand and they are creating content or they are forwarding the inappropriate content. And in that, you teach them to be a responsible digital citizen. So sharing obscene content is a legal offense. So coming back to the last part of this part is the vaccination, as it's one of my favorite subjects. So vaccines are there for everyone, be it boys, girls, young children, adults, and older elderly people. So adolescents, we normally think adolescents are the healthiest lot of the society, but the being healthiest and the most they're having the highest muscle strength does not protect them from the deadly diseases. So that is a job of vaccine. So appeals to masculinity. So for adolescents, so, the make it sure that vaccines framed as strength and responsibility increase acceptance. So position the vaccines that it will make you more healthy, so you will be more strengthful and your masculinity will increase for the boys. And the group exposure risk, boys in particularly those who are in hostels, camps, and sports teams, they have the close contact, or in the one room the indoor air contact is there. So they are more prone for meningitis. So many universities now they've have made it compulsory for those boys who are going to stay in a dormitory, they must get their meningitis vaccines. Similarly, youngsters, boys, they grow and explore the street food, so the chances of hepatitis A or typhoid is there, so they must be very cautious and careful about it. They have a higher risk of injury. So as their risk for injury is higher, they are having more chances of suffering from the tetanus, so DTP type of vaccination, if it's due, should be given. And HPV vaccine is a gender neutral vaccine. That is the vaccine which has to be given to the boys also, because it's responsible for about 90% of the penile cancers and anus and even throat cancers, genital warts, and it prevents cancers in the boys as well. Boys may be working as a conduit or some that agent vectors who transfer this HPV from one partner to other. So to safeguard their future partners not to be affected with HPV, the boys must be vaccinated against HPV too. The being healthy is a form of strength, and vaccination is your shield. So there are misconceptions that the certain vaccines are only for the girls, and HPV was one of them previously, but now the DCGI has approved the HPV vaccine in India also for boys. So we must promote it as a general neutral vaccine. May I have the next slide? So now coming to some myths. So myths, as in our previous sessions, it has been repeated by Mamta ma'am as well as Shilpi. So there are certain their lines, I will repeat it here also. The first myth is boys don't have emotional needs. Boys have as much as emotional needs as girls have. Maybe their emotional competence is not as evolved as girls, because they have not they have not been emphasized upon it, and they have not experienced that how to express themselves. So boys experience deep emotions but are often discouraged from expressing themselves. Okay. And the second myth is boys should be tough and never show weakness. मैडम ने कहा लड़का होके भी रोते हो. So ये चीज हम अब नहीं कहेंगे. लड़कों को भी रोने का हक है, उनको भी अपने दिल का मलाल निकाल लेने दो. So true strength includes emotional resilience, kindness, and the ability to ask for help. Whenever you are in a need, you ask for help. Third myth is boys mature slower, so they don't need serious guidance. So the issue is although anatomically or by pure brain development series, boys are really maturing slower, but they still need structured emotional support, mentorship, and positive reinforcement during adolescence. Because as we accept one part, the girls, the brain maturity comes faster. So boys are surrounded by those girls. So if they are not supported with the structured emotional support and mentorship and the positive reinforcements, they may be liable for some mistakes. So that is a situation, that third myth. Let's go to the next myths. Next slide. So the next myth is boys are not affected by body image. So this is the era where everybody wants to look as presentable as the most smart, sparkling star of their imagination. So boys are also affected by body image, and many boys struggle with their body image concern, particularly with mustache or without mustaches, or somebody having more muscles, somebody having greater height, somebody having lemon on a stick appearance, very thin legs and feet. So those are the issues boys also have. So they may also be taken seriously, and their body image issues concern needs to be taken care of. So boys are naturally, next myth is boys are naturally more aggressive. This is the biggest myth, and this is absolutely false. The boys are often socialized to express emotions through physically, and this is we have made stereotypes, and the films or the society show them doing some macho things. So they have been taught if you have to show your expression, show only expression of I'm a child of 1970s. So angry young man was the role model. So that was the always on a path of conflict. So that is not the masculinity in the today's era. That is the aggressive behavior which we need to suppress, and the boys should be able to express their emotions in the whole range of emotions. So love, happiness, socialization, everything. So next myth is boys figure out relationship on their own. So no, they struggle a lot, and also boys need guidance just like girls do. May I have the next slide? So coming to the seventh myth, boys don't need support in mental health. So this is a very, very important myth. Open conversation and mental health awareness are crucial because the mental health issues are equal to the societal norms. So that is, if the stressful society, boys and girls are living together, so they have the same set of expressions. So the eighth myth is boys are always interested in sex and should know everything about it. That is a very, very old myth. And now over the last 10-15 years, this has been shattered, and now the boys and girls both are having comprehensive sex education. And more importantly, this part which has been now in the curriculums also, this has come, and with the AHA modules, and we for last 15 years I have been involved in AHA. So we have been trying a lot on teaching adolescent sexuality. So both boys and girls comprehensive sex education is important. So next slide. Now, personal goal setting. This is a very important part. So this is whenever you conduct a program, ask each participant to write one personal goal and share with a partner or mentor who can monitor and whether the person is on the right path of achieving the goals or not. So what is one skill you want to improve, or one new thing you want to learn? That is an important goal. And what is one habit you want to build or change, and who will support you in this journey? So they should make a personal realizable goal. So these goal setting is there. So reflection deepens learning, and once they have made a goal, they will be going on path of it, and from the time to time they should have reflections and encourage the self-monitoring and check-ins. So they should do self-monitoring, whether I am on the right path and I am achieving my goal or not. Next. So creating a support network. So whenever we set a goal, similarly, we have to have a go-to people. Every child, every person must have at least 3 persons to go to people. कि मेरे 3 ऐसे दोस्त होने चाहिए, चाहे दोस्त हो, पेरेंट्स हो, भाई बहन हो, कोई भी. So siblings, parents or friends whom I can reach out if I need anything to be discussed. So they must be recognizing who are there, that go-to people. Form a peer support or buddy system also in the 1 year senior, 1 year junior, or your friend in the society, and keep communication lines open. So ask boys and caregivers to identify small circle of trust. If you have 50 friends, they are all acquaintances. They are not your friends. So make at least three to five, not more than that. A small circle of trust, a friend, a parent, teacher, or sibling, and this builds accountability and support outside the and you can add whenever you conduct a workshop, you can emphasize upon it. Next slide. So there are certain resources. You should have a printout of this, or you can have the QR code readers. So the children, everyone should know that 1098, it has been already told, is the child helpline. They must know that the Government of India has a resource, and the RKSK. Telemanas is a new service to help the mental health issues that is available on phone number 14416. NGOs working with youth and mental health, and the local counselors and the school helplines, so that every child should be aware of this. Now coming to the end of our part, we will have the key takeaways of empowering adolescent boys. So the crux of this model is empowering the boys, and for that we will have the certain takeaways. So the first takeaway is adolescence is a time of rapid change. Boys need patience, support, and self-guidance. As Dr. Joy Bhadri has told, that the boys also have to undergo the changes with a lot of understanding and with their support from family and parents and siblings as well as the teachers. Emotional expression is a strength. So expressing your emotion is not a bad idea. You must validate feelings, and the youngsters, you must validate their feelings and encourage open conversations. Positive male role models or mentors, maybe the parents, maybe their favorite teacher, maybe their senior friends, that shape values, confidence, and decision making. Teach respectful relationships, consent, and healthy sexuality early and openly. This help respect themselves first, and while they're reducing the myths and guilt. So it was discussed in the sexuality, that wet dreams or masturbation may not be a sinister thing. So let them have the self-esteem and the self-respect, and they should not have any guilt about it. So mental health concerns in the boys are real but are often hidden. Listen beyond their silence. Next. Yeah. So peer pressure, social media, and violent games influence behavior, build digital resilience, build trust through active listening, empathy, and clear boundaries. Actually, this is a very important thing. So when we were into a PG DAP program, one lesson I learned from MKC Nair sir. So spell out your expectations. So if you know that you have expectation from the other person, and you listen their expectations, make your clear boundaries. So that will build the trust. So that will be very useful, and that will reduce the conflicts. The strong family bonds and peer connections provide a solid foundation for the self-worth. Boys must be part of the conversation on gender equality and non-violence, because we are going a lot for the safeguarding girls. You don't need to safeguard the girls once you have empowered the boys, and you have put the conversation, you have gone through the conversation. When they are themselves, they have a respect, and they have they will themselves protect their whole generation, be it a boy, be it a girl. And knowledge of rights, laws, and health, especially related to cyber safety, consent, gender laws, and vaccinations, empower boys to act wisely and safely. So next, I will go with the last part of my presentation. We have all learned African proverb. It needs a village to raise a child. Similarly, a boy who is not embraced by the village will burn it down to feel its warmth. The embracing the boy is very important. You have to give him the warmth of a good relationship, a warmth, healthy relationship, and the comfort of being in a society. If you don't give him, the boy will burn it down. So पुराने जमाने में फिल्म होती थी, जलाकर राख कर दूंगा. हमें बच्चों को वो सिचुएशन में नहीं जाने देना है. So nurturing, guiding, and supporting adolescent boys is crucial in helping them develop into emotionally healthy and responsible men. So that's all for today. Thank you. I hand it over to Asimda, my senior.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Chandramohan. That was really wonderful. We have come to the end of the module. Now I ask Madam Himabindu Singh. There is a poem at the end of the module.
Yeah.
And the poetess is sitting among us.
Yeah,
I have seen her. So can we ask Dr. Shalini Bhasin to read out her poem so that I can... Dr.
I think-
Shalini?
Yes, good voice,
Yes,
Dr.
yes.
Shalini. Yes.
Can you show it?
Please.
Because it's
Yeah, I've shown it.
in front of
I've
me.
shown it. I've
Okay.
shown it.
I was not ready for it. Otherwise, I would have got it on a bigger screen. Anyways. So this is addressed to the adolescent boy. Dear boy with dreams tucked under your skin, you carry a storm, but calm lies within. Your feet may stumble on roads unknown, but love walks with you. You are never alone. The world may whisper, be strong, don't cry. But tears are not weakness. They water the sky. Let your heart feel. Let your voice be heard. Your silence is brave, but so is your word. You are not a mark sheet, not medals or scores, not fists in the air, nor slamming of doors. You are stories and songs and laughter and grace, a sunrise in motion, a soul with a face. Be kind to your thoughts. They too need rest. You don't have to be perfect. Just try your best. If anger knocks, ask what lies beneath. It could be pain wearing a jagged sheet. Hold your friendships with arms open wide, but walk away from cruelty and misplaced pride. Respect isn't earned by louder noise. It's built in the silence of gentler boy. Seek guidance, not because you are weak, but because strong men too have mentors to seek. Your father's silence, your mother's eyes. Learn the language of love that never dies. Learn to say no, but also I care. Grow roots in your values, but wings in the air. Speak for the voiceless, stand for the right. Even while trembling, step into the light. You are allowed a fall and begin anew. Each scar on your soul makes you more true. So write down your story, paint it with truth, with courage, with kindness, with fire, with youth. We do not ask you to be anyone else. Just be the best of your honest self. And as you grow tall, wise, and free, know this always, oh boy, you are loved, you are seen, you are meant to be. Thank you.
Great, Dr. Shalini, that's great. So we end with a nice poem. So, Dr. Hashim, can I put my
Please.
comments?
Madam, please, yeah.
Yeah. So it was a wonderful end for a beautiful beginning. And Naval Kishor, Naval Kishor module has been launched. And after the official launch, the East Zone is very fortunate to start the module. And we had the presence of all the states. The speakers, each one was selected from each state. So that we wanted a uniform representation. So though the original contributors were a different set, but we wanted to give scope for participation and engage the local stakeholders. So that was the intention. And we really thank all the speakers who have done wonderful job. Dr. Gayatri Madam, we had Chandra Mohan, Dr. Ajit Pat, Dr. Joy Bhaduri, speakers. We had also Dr.
Dr. Shilpi and Dr.
and
Mamta. Yeah, and Dr. Mamta.
Madam from Mamta, yeah, from Odisha. So all of them are wonderful done. And Madam Gayatri, all of you spoke with, that from the heart, I should say. So handling boys requires that nurturing. Now we don't require a rod. We don't require so much of discipline. Yes, discipline should be positive discipline, not by fear. And we should not raise our next generation by saying you are a macho, tu ghar ka bada hai, head of the family. You should be very, you should complete your breadwinner. It gives a lot of stress for them. कि उसको कमाई करना है, उसको हेड करना है फैमिली, उसको कोई स्कोप नहीं है इमोशनली शेयर करने का, कोई दोस्त नहीं है, घर में कोई बात नहीं करता है, फादर वगैरह, आफ्टर ऑल लड़कियों के लिए कोई तो दोस्त होती है घर पे. But the boys do not have a lot of people who can speak to them. So they look at peers. Lot of peer pressure, more than the girls for the boys. There's a lot of peer pressure. They have to live up to certain standards. There's a race to have that, all this was mentioned here. There are lots of myths. And especially they need to be sexually more powerful. They need to show power, muscle strength. They have to lead always. I think these are highly wrong expectations. Let us raise them as good human beings first. Let us raise our boys as first good human beings, and we should, of course, raise them that they should respect opposite gender, same gender, and they should come out with good values. And that's what I think the next generation girls also looking for that. So with new gender roles coming in, we should make our next generation boys ready to accept. So let them be good human beings first. And that is what we are looking at this. I think we could address most of the problems in this module. So I would like to leave with a request to all the attended. I think they were about at least 90 till end, and they were 120 who participated. That was a good participation, especially nowadays we have so many webinars, so many programs, and we could get a good participation from East Zone. I really appreciate all the office bearers from all the states who have circulated this intimation in the local WhatsApp group. Are the office bearers here? I would like to acknowledge them one by one. Anybody from Odisha? Dr. Leena Das, Dr. Mutanjay Das, President Secretary of IAP Odisha.
Madam,
we acknowledge them.
Dr. Shopon Rai is here. West
Swapan Rao
Bengal
from
Academy of
West Bengal.
Pediatrics.
Thank you, Dr. Mihir and Dr. Swapan Rao, for your presence. Any inputs
Dr.
from your
Lal
side?
from Orissa, ma'am.
From Orissa, Dr. Lal is there, Dr. Astos is there, Dr. Mamta Mahanti is there, Dr. Mamta Panda is there.
Wonderful. Speed up,
Hi,
yes.
ma'am.
Yeah. Chalo, chalo. I like your comment.
Thank you, Ashutosh bhai.
So please, I acknowledge
All are
your.
there.
I am also there, Dr. Sanghamitra Panda.
Thank you. Okay.
Our secretary is
I was
there.
answering the post test actually.
Right.
So
So
I
I
doing
would
that.
like
So
to
Dr.
thank
Sanghamitra is very fast in complying
I
the
just told you,
finished.
we have made a note. We have made a note. Odisha is very
Ah.
powerful, very pushy, and we appreciate you. Young branch coming up actively, Dr. Lal, everybody. So any comments you have from your side?
Madam.
I want your commitment to take this module forward in Odisha. Please, I
Madam.
a response from Odisha.
Madam, we want expert comments from Dr. Binder and Dr. Kotwal sir also.
Yeah.
Dr. Jayant, before we go on to the experts, just a
Yeah.
request to all the delegates, we have posted the post-test link. Please submit your post-test. Please submit your post-test, because unless you have the pre and the post-test, we cannot give the certificates. It's a request to all the delegates who have participated in this workshop to please submit the post-test. Thank you. You can go ahead now.
Yeah, just I want one line of commitment from Odisha leadership, Dr. Sange Mitra and Dr. Lal.
Yes, ma'am. बोलिए.
हाँ, आप आगे ले जाएंगे ना उड़ीसा में?
हाँ, definitely,
Yeah.
madam.
इसको
Yeah, we
report
are
करना
trying,
है.
ma'am.
how many sessions you have done? कितने boys को touch किया? Not only boys, you can do a combined session also. Request, this is a good module. Try, please do it in the community. Dr. Lalji.
Yes, ma'am. We will definitely take it up.
Yeah, thank you. Bihar se, anybody from Bihar? Then West Bengal, Swapanda.
Dr. Shopon, please. A few words from you. Please unmute. Yeah.
So actually, Austin will be performing on my behalf.
Okay, that's
He's
good.
doing tremendous job. As he has requested, I have joined a bit late, although, but now I am getting some interest in adolescent medicine. I must acknowledge, this is a very fantastic module. The wonderful module. Asim, please send me the module if your
Absolutely. Sure,
president
sir.
permits.
No, it's no issue.
And wish you all
It'll
the very
be there.
best, because this is the perfect module that one can expect. A fantastic job done. I don't know who have made it, but I could see Dr. Banga over there, or
So
someone else.
the team is contributors is there. It was
Yeah.
a good teamwork headed by Dr. Ashim Ghosh, Dr. Patil, Dr.
Madam, if I
Shalini.
may interrupt, Dr. Shopon Rai,
Yeah.
it was a 6-month effort, 15 contributors, 3 reviewers, ultimately done by the Central AHA, led by Dr. Himabindu, and formatting was what by Dr. Prashant. I don't know whether he's there. He also deserves a round of applause. Dr.
Welcome.
Prashant.
Thank you, thank you. And next state, can we call upon anybody from Jharkhand? Dr. We have West Bengal se to baat ho gaya hai. Northeastern states, anybody? Dr. Assam se? Champak Das sir from West Bengal,
West
I think.
Bengal.
Yeah, it's an excellent presentation, and I'm also a student now. And really, we did the module as a whole, just the Dr. Shopana has said.
Thank you, Champak
Excellent
sir.
module.
Thank you.
Madam,
Excellent module.
Madam, may I have a comment, please?
Yes, sir.
May I have one comment? I had put it in the chat box. It was a fantastic module, but
Yes, sir.
there are certain issues which may be added in the next
Yes, sir.
workup. One is that something on homosexuality. Adolescent boys often come to ask us these questions, how to go about that. Secondly, on condoms and HIV, because teenage sex is very common now, and I think maybe something can be talked about that in the module.
Noted, sir.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Now I think let us have some feedback from our reviewers.
Yeah,
Sir,
Dr. Nishikant sir. We start with
Nishikant
Dr.
sir,
Nishikant,
Gangur sir,
Dr. Banga,
Ashok
and
Banga
Dr.
sir.
Kishor sir.
Yeah, am I audible now?
Yes, sir, you are.
Yeah. So everybody who is listening now, there were 92 or more than that. I would like to point out that this is the most important thing. The boys were neglected, madam, Hema Bindu, madam, and the girls were pampered for so long. So the boys must know law, because though laws are equal, but in society they are in favor of girls. Age of consent is very necessary. We know now that the age of marriage is increasing, but that doesn't mean age of consent of sexual relationship has also changed. Boys are poorly understood and misunderstood also. Emotional expression is one of the things which the boys lack, because nobody asks them. The opening the topic of their development or anything is very difficult, like erection, pregnancy, relationship, intimacy. See, in a girl, menses is an obvious milestone, an opportunity to parents to educate girl and give information. Whereas in boys, we hardly get any opportunity, and so they are neglected and they turn to all the porn magazines or peers. They have impulsive behavior. They have to be taught emotional expression, anger management, which is common for girls also now. Communication, respecting girls is very important, and the girls also have to be taught to respect the boys, because if boys usually feel insulted down if the girl insults a boy, and the girl overcomes it, marriageable age, as I have told you, masculinity, self-image, are all the size of genitalia are myths, as already pointed out. And so boys, we are taking this for boys is a very important thing, because there was no knowledgeable source, no open expression available to the boys in the whole school also. So I think it's a wonderful, and the speakers were wonderful. I tell you that today the speakers probably read the slide so well that it looked that they have prepared it and presented. Gayatri Madam,
No,
of course, tops the list. Thank you very
no,
much.
sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Kishor, because people are leaving, so please tell your quick comments, sir. Kishor
Dr.
Bandhu.
Kishor.
Hema Bindu, madam, you have named it. Why Kishor Naval Kishor?
New age boy, sir. New.
Partiality to Kishor Bandhu, sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. Good. So good evening to all of you. We have reached the end of a very, very important topic and very nicely presented by all the 5 speakers. It was a pleasure to go through these slides in the making. So as Dr. Asim put it, it was quite a long journey for more than about 4 to 5 months, where a lot of brainstorming was there. We did some background work, everything. And to look at the final outcome, it is so very, it brings you joy and happiness. These slides are wonderful with the photos that represent the particular thing. And the speakers did make an excellent effort in putting across our views. In fact, as Dr. Nishikant put it, it's as if they made the slides and they put it across. Madam, I have some comments which I would probably post it in the this thing regarding some drawbacks which we need to correct
Sure, sir.
probably
Please post in
as
the
we
group,
go
sir.
down the line.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely, madam. So otherwise, I have nothing more because you all have commented. I should give you a great sense of appreciation to all who contributed to the success of this particular
Thank you, sir.
module.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Can we have a few words from Dr. Shukanto Chatterjee? Shukantoda, please.
Okay. Good evening. I have heard entire module, and I must thank Dr. Himabindu Singh for taking such an initiative, because it is always said from decades previously that boys are having less health facilities, they have less space, and they have less avenues to go to get their doubts cleared. So this is one module that H has taken, and we need to take it forward. At the same time, I must say that there are some points that could be further screened and further, I should say, improved, particularly the internet viewing issues, pornography viewing issues, and all that. Saying that don't see it may not work, but how to empower them, that should be more important in the module than just saying don't do that and all those things. There are aspects that needs to be improved further. So having said that, I must say that it's a very big and very good module, and it is need of the day. And I must congratulate as a part of the AHA that we have done a very good work. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Ashok Banga, sir.
I think he's left, Dr. Ashok.
Okay.
Yeah,
Over to
I
you.
think
Yeah. Over to you, Ashim. Thank you. I think it's
Thank
time
you.
to leave.
Yeah.
Formal vote of thanks.
Yeah, I thank all the dignitaries who had come here today afternoon for this long session, and the speakers, the contributors, the reviewers, everyone. A very big thank you for a really good start to this Naval Kishor program. Thank you so much. Namaskar.
Thank
Sir,
you and bye to all.
the next session.
Thank you.